The Nikon 18 to 140mm is a crop sensor lens that often comes as a so-called kit lens with a Nikon DX camera. If you buy this lens new, you won't lose a lot of money either. This lens is even offered for cheap on the second-hand market. But is this Nikon zoom lens really worth considering? First of all, with this range, you have a wide angle, a standard, portrait and telephoto lens in one package. So no more hassle with changing lenses so you don't miss a moment of the action. Unfortunately, with this comfort also comes the necessary shortcomings. There is, for example, the variable aperture of f3.5 at 18mm, which becomes narrower to f5.6 at 140mm. The sharpness in the corners with this wide angle position also decreases somewhat. And there is also vignetting and distortion. Before you immediately walk away from this lens, let me throw some love at this lens and why this lens is fun to use. This lens is a do-everything on a DX aps-c crop camera. With a range of 80mm to 140mm, you span a very large range, as you can see in this photo. In other words, this is a zoom range of 7.8 times. Most of the photo is pin sharp for a kit lens. You also have to take into account that this lens has built-in vibration reduction that works very efficiently. The autofocus works very accurately, but it is on the slow side. If you take this lens out, this lens is quite handy. You only need to take one lens with you to cover a large range. For example, on a trip I was able to take this photo of the Queen Elizabeth Hall in Antwerp at 18mm, but on the same day I also was able to use this lens at 140mm with these results. If I had only brought a standard prime lens, I would not even able to take these photos. The optical image stabilization works very effectively and gives you 4 stops advantage. In this video you can clearly see the difference with vibration reduction on and off. This was filmed at 140mm. Converted to full frame, this would be 210mm. A nice achievement. The colors that this lens displays are realistic with sufficient contrast and vibrancy. Furthermore, this kit lens is very compact and weighs barely 490 grams. But how good is this lens against a prime lens? Let's find out. This photo in my garden shows a rose shot with a 18 to 140mm and the Nikon 85mm f1.4 G lens. With both lenses at the same aperture, there is little difference at first sight. But when the 85mm f1.4 is used all the way open at f1.4, you can see that the rose seems to separate from the background. This is of course one of the strengths of prime lenses. This photo shows a comparison with the 18 to 140mm and the Nikon 24mm f1.8 G lens. Again, at first glance, both photos look pretty similar. There is a distinct difference in color between the zoom and the 24mm prime lens. In addition, the prime lens is a lot sharper. Of course, you can stop the zoom lens further down towards f8 to get better results. But then you will have to use higher ISO values or slower shutter speeds. The zoom becomes a lot sharper, but still lags behind the fixed 24mm lens. The color also remains a bit more unnatural with the zoom lens. Let me just say that these details are huge magnified. If you only take photos for Instagram or Facebook, you will hardly notice this difference. If you compare these two photos in 4K, you will also have a hard time seeing the difference here. With a 18-140mm you can focus up to 45 centimeters away from your subject. So when you zoom in the lens to 140mm, you get the option to display your subject large in the photo. Ideal for photographing small objects or flowers. Of course, this is not a macro lens, but you can still take some surprisingly good photos. With a range of 18-140mm, this lens remains extremely compact to get started with and is the ideal travel kit lens. If you know how to use this lens, you can get very nice results with it. And all this without changing lenses and at a very low price. My tip is to use this lens as a leisure lens. When you are constantly replacing lenses, your family or environment will not always like this. Make sure you enjoy the moment, and this lens can certainly play a part in that. You can also think of this lens as an intro to the different focal lengths. By often photographing with these lenses, you will discover which focus length you use most often. Suppose you use this lens very often on 35mm, it may then be obvious to later purchase a fast 35mm prime lens that is of course better quality. I don't use this lens very often. I'm an avid prime lens user. But for the money that this lens is offered new and second hand, this is certainly not a bad lens. Be sure to tell me in the comments if you use this lens often and what your experience are with it. This can also be useful for other viewers of this video and channel. For now, thanks for watching and I see you in the next video.